More than 20 years ago, on October 14, 2003, in Naples, Florida, a 23-year-old Mexican immigrant by the name of Felipe Santos would get into a car accident with two of his brothers on their way to work. The woman who they got into an accident with would then call the police, and a Collier County Sheriff deputy by the name of Stephen Calkins would be the one who responded to the scene. After figuring out that Felipe did not have a driver's license or proof of insurance, Calkins would then proceed to put Felipe in the back of his cruiser. Moments later, Calkins has said he would then drive Felipe to a Circle K gas station just a few blocks away from the crash, and this is where Calkins said he would then cite Felipe for the violations instead of taking him to jail. Well, Santos' family was under the impression that Calkins took Felipe to jail, so after Felipe never returned home that day, they grew concerned and called the jail, but Felipe had never been booked there. They then thought maybe Felipe grew sick, so they called local hospitals in the area, but just like the jail, no one had seen Felipe, and what they didn't know at the time was that they would never see Felipe Santos ever again. About 3 months later, on the morning of January 12, 2004 in Naples, a 27-year-old man named Terrance Williams would be pulled over by the same sheriff deputy that came into contact with Felipe Santos before he disappeared. Terrance was pulled over in a Naples cemetery while driving his Cadillac back from Bonita Springs, where he had attended a work party from the night before. Witnesses at the cemetery have said that after Terrance had been pulled over, he was then patted down and put into the back of the deputy's cruiser. At this time, Terrance did not possess a driver's license, and the Cadillac he was driving was unregistered. The sheriff deputy then drove away with Terrance in the back of the vehicle, leaving Terrance's Cadillac at the cemetery. It's not clear on exactly how much time passed that Terrance's Cadillac was left unattended, but somewhere between 30 and 90 minutes later, the same deputy that took Terrance away would eventually come back to Terrance's vehicle, but this time he was alone. And just like Felipe Santos, Terrance Williams was also never seen again. As this story unfolds, we learn that both Felipe and Terrance disappeared from the same street in Naples after coming in contact with the same deputy, Stephen Calkins. Calkins has stated in reports that he dropped both men off at different Circle K gas stations after giving them a ride, but the only problem with this is there's no confirmation or surveillance of Calkins ever dropping these men off at these gas stations, and this would be just the beginning to numerous inaccuracies of Calkins' accounts while coming across these two men, especially in Terrance Williams' case. The Collier County Sheriff's Department, where Calkins was employed at the time that these two men disappeared, had launched their own investigations into Calkins with the help of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the FBI, and the U.S. Attorney's Office. But up to this recent point in time, none of these agencies have been able to find enough evidence in these two cases to bring any criminal charges towards now ex-deputy Sheriff Stephen Calkins. So please join me on my latest episode of True Crime as I cover this very obscure story into the disappearances of Felipe Santos and Terrance Williams. And hopefully by people continuing to bring awareness to Terrance and Felipe's disappearances, their families may one day get the answers they've been yearning for the past 20 years. I'm your host Drew V, and you've just heard another trailer of True Crime.